Hey guys, I'm back with another video. If you guys can't tell, I'm kind of doing a maintenance slash sharpening, honing series, if you will. So what I'm going to do here is we've already talked about stropping. Now it's time to talk about sharpening. And in sharpening, there are obviously two different camps. There is the freehanding camp, and then there is the guided system camp. This first video is going to be on the guided system. I'm going to put out two different videos because I don't want to put out, a 30, 45 minute long video. I don't think that's the most beneficial. And if you're only interested in one or the other, I want you to be able to find it easily. So with that being said, there are a few things I want to say up front. Whatever I lay out in these videos, there are so many different caveats and preferences and just differences for each individual person that is seeking a sharpening or stropping method. So this is not the end all be all. This is not, I'm telling you, you have to own this exact setup or any of these exact setups. I'm painting a broad picture for you guys to kind of start off. Again, this is 101 level stuff. If you want something that's beyond that, I'll link below to some guys that you need to go check out. Guys that I spoke to, not when I was picking this up, because I've used, just for reference, I've used the Wicked Edge for probably 10 or 12 years, since the very, very beginning of Wicked Edge even being a company that sold to the public. But with that being said, I don't want to ramble too much. I want to get straight to things and then I can ramble in the end. This is a Wicked Edge commercial. Again, back to my first point. Yes, this is a very expensive piece of equipment. No, I did not start with this piece of equipment. When you're talking about guided systems, you could talk about everything from a Lansky to a KME to an Edge Pro, even if you want to consider something as basic as a Sharp Maker in this guided realm, which, technically a Sharp Maker is a guided setup. So you have a wide range of prices there to go by. I started with a Pro Pack 2 way back, and I just kind of upgraded throughout time. I ended up selling that Pro Pack 2 to a friend, and then I put that money towards this. Why did I upgrade? Why did I decide to upgrade from an old Pro Pack 2, an 8-9-year-old Pro Pack 2, to this model here, and why did I pick a commercial model? So, first things first, this jaw setup right here, and I think you guys can see it. I know I might be at a little bit of a weird angle, but can you see how it's spring loaded? So now these jaws here, and I'm pretty sure these are available on the vast majority of the newer models, these jaws automatically, they get you very close to parallel or perpendicular when you put your knife blade in here. So sometimes what would happen with the other setup, and I know I'm a little bit out of frame, your knife would rock from side to side. I actually just talked to a guy about that. And what I would do is I would use a piece of chamois and I would use it as a wedge to guide the angle one way or the other. With this, you have much less of that. So you pretty much can just put your knife in here, clamp it down. That was the other thing. The other system, you had to have an Allen key and you had to tighten it by hand. This, you just flip this lever and it automatically tightens the knife. It pretty much has it perpendicular to the base. You're good to go. The next thing was, I don't pay attention to these. These are basically guidelines. If you use your angle cube, which I also use an angle cube with this setup, if you want to know which specific one, I use this one right here. And with this angle cube, I also measure to make sure that the reading on either side of the knife is the same or as close as possible, so I know it's perpendicular. But I also use it to make sure that whatever angle I select here is spot on. However, with this, if you'll look at both of these arms, this here and this here, these arms move together. So it's very quick for you to slide this one way or the other, kind of get a ballpark on what angle you would like to have, which this would be 18, which I can tell you, this is probably a little closer to 20 or so, and it's gonna vary a little bit on either side. With that being said, it's very quick to get to an angle, much quicker than the old setup. And then here, again, this is toolless. On the other one, you have an Allen wrench. and you would have to back this out, adjust your fine adjustment. So here, say it is 18 degrees per side. Here, if I wanted to make it 18.5, I could back out this set screw, I could turn this knob here, and I could fine tune that angle, that 1/2 degree or 1/4 degree or whatever it is that I'm looking for in between. And you can do that on either side, because also, because of the way this system works out, the angles aren't the same on both sides. So you have to do some adjusting independent of one side to the other, even if this is at whatever reading it says on the base, which again, it is not. So that's the reason why I upgraded to this system as far as just the basic functionality of this system. Now, there were some other things that I wanted, but I did not need. So here, well, let's start here. You have this ridge right here, this rail, if you want to call it that, and it holds your rods up off of the base. It also keeps them from flopping down and crashing into the actual base of your wicket edge. Now, that has a few benefits. One, when you go to thread this on here, it's already up off of, it's away from any obstruction, and you can just slip your stone right onto the edge of this, and you're ready to go. That's a little thing, but it makes a difference in my opinion. And again, if I want to slip this off, it doesn't make a loud noise. It doesn't bang. I'm not damaging the base. I'm not damaging the rod of the machine itself. So that is another difference from my old Pro Pack 2 to this system. And I believe this one and the one below it have this rail, but I don't believe any of the ones below that have that type of a rail. The other thing that I wanted was, this comes with a built-in base, and these are metal doors. I don't know, I'm sure they must be, well, I don't know, because there's steel here and there's magnet here. So I don't know if this is aluminum or what, but it's very thick, very solid metal, and it's kind of dark and hard for you to see, but there's a shelf here on the bottom where you can store your stones, and there is a shelf on the top as well as one here. So you have 3 different levels of storage. Very convenient. You can put everything in one place, and you can, this, I will tell you, just this machine alone is 40 pounds, but you can move this around all as one unit, and you don't have to worry about losing or missing anything of that nature. So that is the guided system that I use, and that is why I use this guided system. Now, as far as what do I use with this guided system as of now, I used to go all the way up to a mirror polished edge. And in order to do that, I'll walk you through what I did use to do that. I went with the, let's see if we can get it to focus, the 100 and 200 grit stones. I really don't use those stones. I tend to start here, even if I'm going to reprofile, at the 400 and 600 grit stones. And from there, I move up to the, again, I'm talking mirror polish, 800 to 1,000. All right, sorry if the angle changed or anything like that. I just dropped my very expensive camera. Total side note, where was I at? So I believe I was at the, again, I'm talking about mirror finish. So 800 to 1,000. And from the 800 to 1,000, I would then go to these ceramic stones here, which they don't make this exact variant, or it's not labeled in this way anymore. So these are the coarse ceramics, I believe is the name that they go by now. Again, these ceramics are probably 10 plus years old. If you want a mirror finish, I find, and again, there, if you look in the Wicked Edge forums, you'll see tons of different ideas about how to get to a mirror edge. I find that if you want to use diamond and ceramic and then use some type of strop, these are invaluable. Once you get to that 1,000 grit finish and then you transition over to this, you really start to see that mirror come up. And I'm not selling you on a mirror finish. Mirror finishes have their place. They're not necessarily for every situation. If I want to clean, which you can see, these ceramics need to be cleaned. I use this, which is a super eraser. I got it from Chef Knives to Go. Again, I got this super eraser years and years and years ago, and you can see how much of it that I've used, not a ton at all. And then from there, I would go over to my, let's see if I can get it focused, my 3.5 and 5 micron strop. Obviously, I would start with 5 micron and then go to 3.5. And from there, I would go to, let's see if I can get it to focus, 1 micron and then 0.5. So that is what I have done in the past. And all of those are with the standard Wicked Edge paste. So that's paste on leather. There's nothing, no fancy strops or anything like that. Paste on regular leather, not the kangaroo leather. Now, if you ask me, what do? I start at, like I said, around the 400 grit. Sometimes, depending, if I don't have any damage or anything, it's just dull, I'll go back to the 600 because I'm going to finish at 600 grit one way or the other. And then I come straight over to this strop, which I don't have my spray out here, but I use Ken Schwartz 1 micron CBN diamond spray. So Ken Schwartz 1 micron CBN diamond spray. You spray it on here, it dries pretty quickly, and you can just strop the knife up. No big deal. I believe that covers everything with the Wicked Edge setup that I use. Again, oh, I even have these straps, these ceramics here. I have not used these ceramics. Again, I kind of got away from the mirror finish, but these are supposed to be kind of, there's a lot of controversy on this as well, as to where they fall in the progression. But some say they fall before the ceramics I showed you before. Some say they fall after those. I haven't used them, so I can't really comment on that. But that's why I chose the system that I chose. That is the benefits of this system as I see them. And those are the stones and strops that I use when I use this setup. What I have used in the past and gotten good results with, and what I now use currently. So if you have any questions, as always, please comment down below. I hope these are beneficial to you all. I'm also going to do a video on why am I talking about sharpening and stropping and maintaining your edges so much. So I appreciate you guys watching. Remember, a lazy man carries a dull knife. And yes, let me add this. Yes, I know a lot of you guys have been asking about a sharpening video for a long time. I do have a maintenance playlist that I'll link after this video. But if you specifically want to see a new video, I know I'm guilty of that too. Someone can have a playlist of 50 videos. I still prefer to see new content. I will be doing some sharpening videos as well. So again, guys, I appreciate you watching. I'll catch you in the next video.